Hi everyone, and good Monday evening. Thank you for being here as we're counting down the last day or 2 hours left in the month of January. On tomorrow night we'll talk about the filing deadline, which will have come and gone at that time, and see who is officially in for the race of 2018. We'll have much more to talk about tomorrow night as well, trying to get to just the news that we have tonight. We'll have reports on an arrest last night, a serious meth case which resulted in a woman apparently faking a seizure, her boyfriend fleeing the scene at the time, found hiding today in a laundry room by Sayersville police. A fatal auto accident that claimed the life of an Oil Springs man over the weekend. A stabbing after attempted repossession of a vehicle. Also a serious knife attack. A woman held against her will, a knife to her throat in front of her 2 children. One of those children sticking out to call 911. I've got a great deal of sports information to pass along to you. Scores, highlights, and a few other sports-related stories. I'll leave it at that for now, hoping we can squeeze those in. We're going to go ahead and jump right into our first top story this evening, and that is of a 2-car collision that happened on the Mountain Parkway in the Hazel Green area, right around the 52-mile marker over the course of the weekend. 2 men died as a result of the collision. It appears as though one of the vehicles being operated by an Oil Springs man crossed the center line and into the opposite direction of travel, striking another vehicle head-on. It was in Wolfe County where this man and another were pronounced dead at the scene early Saturday morning on the 27th. Kentucky State Police, who's investigating the accident, determined that 42-year-old Stephen Conley from Oil Springs was traveling westbound on the Mountain Parkway when his vehicle veered into the eastbound lane and struck another. That vehicle, we are told, was being driven by 66-year-old Samuel Brown from the Campton area. Both men, as I said, were pronounced dead at the scene by Wolfe County Coroner Frank Porter. The collision remains under investigation by Trooper Flannery of Kentucky State Police, Post 8 out of Moorhead. I do have, through the Phelps & Son Funeral Home, services which have been announced and other details, in Stephen Conley's honor. We'll have those for you in just a few moments when we reach tonight's obituary listings. In our next top report, the Magoffin County Sheriff tells me tonight about a serious case of assault, a violent attack on a local woman, the victim to remain unidentified at this point. But nevertheless, a Sayersville man jailed on serious charges after a violent break-in, attack, assault, and imprisonment of a mother and her 2 children. One of the children actually was able to help put an end to the whole ordeal after one of the children, I believe the other one, had been assaulted alongside her mother, who was held at knife point while authorities arrived. Magoffin County Sheriff's Deputy Corey Cook was called to Magoffin Manor, the apartment complex on College Heights. That call coming into 911 at around 9 o'clock this Saturday morning after a child called 911 to get help after 25-year-old Pat Arnett reportedly broke into their apartment and was holding a knife to the child's mother's throat.
Nobody would answer the door when he got to the apartment. I think he discovered maybe some blood outside the apartment door, talked to the neighbors, and they said they were in there. They had been fighting shortly before his arrival. He contacted the landlord and he let him in. He found a male subject hiding in one of the kids' bedroom closets. The male subject didn't live there, had possibly broken into the apartment in the early hours of the morning. The female subject had a couple of cuts on her. Looked like come from a knife which was in the male subject's possession.
Neighbors told authorities that they had heard the fighting coming from the residents, but that they considered that normal and didn't think anything unusual of it. Deputy Cook did note in his citation, as you heard the sheriff explain, that when no one would answer the door but he could hear someone inside, and as soon as he noticed that drop of blood outside on the floor, that was when, with the assistance of the landlord, he made entry into the apartment. Once inside, it was the female, the victim, who told him where Arnett was hiding, inside the 2-year-old's room in a closet under a pile of clothes. When Cook reportedly gave instructions for Arnett to come out, Arnett began to do so. But then he started to yell and scream at the officer, with the officer trying to keep him calm. While Officer Cook did notice, as Sheriff Montgomery just said, that there was a cut to the victim's arm and one under her neck from the knife that Arnett was holding against her while telling her not to answer the door as police knocked. And the mother wasn't the only victim of assault. Arnett also reportedly struck the 2-year-old in the left side of the head, with medical attention being called on both their behalfs while on scene. And it continues. All of this took place in front of both children, and one of those children is credited with getting help.
One of the kids actually maybe is one made the call, got out of the apartment and went to the neighbors, possibly made the call of the situation.
The victim also told authorities that she believes that Arnett broke in sometime around 4 o'clock or so while she and her children were asleep. Arnett faces charges of assault in the 1st degree, domestic violence, burglary in the 1st degree, disorderly conduct in the 2nd degree, unlawful imprisonment in the 1st degree, and menacing. And another meth-related case, this one, though, much more serious than those that we have on what feels like and what is a daily basis here on Your News Today. This is Sayersville police officer Mike Nichols was going into the Sayersville McDonald's last night, and while going in, a woman exiting the store bumped into him and appeared to be under the influence. Now, he began to question her, and as he did, she claimed to have had a seizure and needed medical attention. It was at that time that Nichols says he called EMS, and while investigating that scene, he found a large amount of drugs and paraphernalia, syringes with drug and blood inside. And then he also had to open up another investigation into the man who fled while he was trying to give assistance to the female. They also had 2 small children in their care.
There was a loaded needle in her purse that she had on her. She had needles on her. She had, I found some a blue pill, which has been sent off. I'm not sure what it is. The lady did have blue residue up her nose. The lady did admit to us that she had shot up morphine, meth, hydrocodone, and also snorted Xanax. She had said that she was needing to go to the restroom. She was allowed to go to the restroom, and while in the restroom, she locked herself in to where we couldn't get to it. Finally, we got manager to let us in, and we found syringes. We found a small bag of meth in the trash can beside where she's at.
And during all this time, when all of this is going on, there were 2 small kids with her and a boyfriend. And the boyfriend took off and fled, ran through the restaurant, out the other door on the other side, and into the dense fog. And after an extensive search, police were unable to locate him last night. The children were turned over to a family member who came to the scene. As for the male that was with her, he was found earlier today. The manager of the Pine Point apartment complex came into work, and he was found asleep inside the laundry room. She called authorities, and after running his ID, which he had given them false information, they determined that he was the same individual that had fled Officer Nichols last night, and he was taken today to the Big Sandy jail. As for the female, she was identified as 39-year-old Angelina Johnson Prater of Jackson, Kentucky, and is thus far charged with possession of a controlled substance in the 1st for the meth, another count of possession of a controlled substance in the 1st, endangering the welfare of a minor, 2 counts, of course, 1 for each child, tampering with physical evidence, hindering prosecution, public intoxication, and other charges. And this was the only image on the Big Sandy Jail website as of airtime, her image not available. And neither was that of the male who was just being brought in. The male who was just being booked into the Big Sandy Jail just before airtime, I don't have his picture as of yet, but he was identified as Dustin Roberts of Menifee County. He facing charges of fleeing and evading police, possession of a controlled substance for the meth, 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor, possession of drug paraphernalia, giving a police officer false information, and other counts pending as well, and both were also served with the outstanding felony warrants in their name. Much more than diesel specialist, Black Smoke Performance is turning out excellent auto body collision paint and repair results with free quotes and estimates on everything from insurance jobs to that ding you got in the driveway. Custom lift kits, bed liners, winches, and accessories, and full diagnostics and repair on anything gas or diesel, from brakes to fluid changes to major auto repair. If you want it fixed, lifted, painted, customized, or just maintained, just call on the team at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sayersville, 100 May Drive, or 349-8785. Wanting you to have a healthier life means providing access to quality, affordable health care. And to do exactly that, Hope Family Medical Center offers full dental care with Dr. Pratt and his team, a pediatrician team of 3 doctors and nurses and moms, complete health care by family physician Dr. Kelly Pratt and nurse practitioners Mildred Sizemore, Gail Faria, Shannon Conley, and Heather Blair. Behavioral health services with Kimberly Davis, with in-house lab testing and results, in-house x-ray and pharmacy, and all the caring, knowledge, and experience that these medical professionals represent
at Hope Family Medical Center.
I'm attorney Don McFarland. We all know that times are hard, jobs are scarce. Most people that I know are struggling to support their families and make it through each day. Now imagine that you get seriously hurt while working on the job, and the insurance company for your employer refuses to pay wages and benefits while you are injured and cannot afford to pay medical expenses, household bills, and put food on the table to support your family. I can help. If you are being wrongfully denied workers' compensation benefits that you rightfully deserve, then give me a call and let me go to work for you. 349-9000.
Like our 100% safe and secure mobile banking app at Sayersville National, we're always working to make your life a little easier. And our mobile deposit feature gives you more freedom and more time to do what you love the most. Just open the app, confirm the amount, and click. You're done. A safe, no-hassle way to manage your money from anywhere in the... Well, you get the drift. Now get the app at Sayersville National Bank. 349-3131. Don't let you or your family ride around on tires unsafe or worn out. Stop by Conley Tire in Staffordsville today. 30 years they've been serving the community. You can get a new set of tires today, any brand, any size, in stock, with 6 months same as cash and the latest and greatest rebates from the best manufacturers. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Win her heart this Valentine's Day with something beautiful to wear, or with any of the thousands of unique ways to say I love you at the seasonal shop. Candies, charms, jewelry, or indulge her in natural, chemical-free luxury. Earth Lux, 100% pure virgin coconut oil naturally formulated in India. Scrubs, conditioners, lip maintenance, shampoos, toothpaste, soaps, bath bombs, and more. The best way to say I love you and happy Valentine's Day to anyone is by doing it at the seasonal shop. A lovely man is in the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center at this hour after reportedly stabbing a repossession agent who was trying to take back a vehicle from his home. 61-year-old Ralph Maynard of Lovely, Kentucky was arrested just before 8 o'clock last night by the Martin County Sheriff's Department. Charges of assault in the second degree after he reportedly assaulted a man working for a repossession company. Martin County Dispatch got a call about a stabbing, and upon arrival of one of the deputies, they found a man who had stated that he had gone to Maynard's address to repossess a vehicle for which he had orders for. And when the agent with the repossession company knocked on the door, identifying himself as such, he says that Maynard kicked open the door the rest of the way and then tried to stab the repossession agent in the chest, but he was quick enough to get his hands up to block the attack, is what he told authorities, and instead was struck in the hand, but was struck with the knife serious enough that it nearly severed one of his fingers. He was taken to an area hospital for medical attention. We're not quite sure of his condition at this hour, but 61-year-old Maynard was once again arrested and is still lodged in the Big Sandy Jail on assault second degree. Now I've got more than highlights for you as we try to get caught up on sports and scores and schedules. We'll go back to this weekend to kick it all off, where the Tigers hosted the Hornets. That's Hornets and Lady Hornets in that order Saturday night. Following a 76-51 win over Magoffin County at Magoffin County on December the 15th, last night the Tigers take the tip and the early lead. Nick Keaton out to Jackson Watts with the jumper for 2. Followed right after, though, with Nolan Arnett's answer from underneath. And from there, Brady Whitaker from outside. And Dylan Arnett helps give the Hornets the lead after the first 8 minutes. It's 13-17 Magoffin County going into the second. But before you know it, Keaton, the rebound and the putback. And Keaton with a bounce and a basket, and we've got a tie game. with the Tigers edging out the lead at the half 30-28. And in the second half, Paintsville would open up a 10-point lead at the end of the third. And in the fourth quarter, Paintsville would score 23, Magoffin County 21, for a 12-point, 77-65 district win for the home team on this night, the Paintsville Tigers. Up next in the second game, a 14-6 Lady Tiger team and the 3-15 Lady Hornets, who the girls from Paintsville beat by 20 on the Hornets' home floor back in their first matchup on December the 15th. Magoffin County, losing their last 9 games before this one, however, comes out looking for some redemption. And after the Lady Tigers take about 60 seconds off the clock to try to score off the tip, it will be Haley Barnett who would see a steal. She grabs it, a little bobble right after, picked up by Kennedy Stacy, and an easy layup gets the game and Magoffin County rolling. And after a missed Tiger attempt, senior Alexis Montgomery from way out drains the tray, and it's a 5-0 Magoffin lead. And Paintsville still yet to get on the board, I believe, and here's Barnett with the rebound to Stacy. A slow roll up the floor to Montgomery with time and in the right place for another big three. And the Hornets make a big statement with an 8-18 lead after the first quarter. And here's Montgomery for her third three in the first quarter. Moving on to the second, here's Paintsville Shurko. She takes the inbound, gives it back up to Amanda Keaton, who scores in some traffic. And Paintsville starts to whittle away at Magoffin County to trail by 6 at the half, 20-26. But throughout the third, the Lady Hornets still in the driver's seat. Here's Stacy with the steal, and she drives this one all the way home. Here's Presley Shurko with the rebound. Then she fights to get her own, and this one's good. But Morgan Dameron keeps the pressure on, and the Hornets are still up 31-38 at the end of 3. But in the final 8 minutes, Amanda Keaton with a big 3. Shurko with the jump shot for 2. And the Tigers go on a fourth quarter roll with this steal and a basket that puts them within 1. And down the stretch, the Lady Tigers outscored Magoffin County 19-4 in that last quarter, and they'll keep this win at home for Paintsville. They edge Magoffin County out by 4, 50-46, your final. And I've got some more sporting news to lay on you, and I'll do so right after the break. Quick word from a few of our sponsors, and I can't help it. We're going to talk about a couple of plays during that boys' matchup, and then another referee-related story to follow as well. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm attorney Jeff Lovely. When hiring an attorney, experience does matter. For over 20 years, I've been representing clients throughout Eastern Kentucky. We are a full-service law firm, representing clients who've been injured in car accidents or at work, representing clients who need to file bankruptcy, representing clients who've been charged with a crime. For all your legal needs, contact my office when it matters. We have 2 locations for your convenience. In Sayersville at 349-4522 and West Liberty at 743-1965.
They're rolling out big, beautiful truck bodies every day, the best America makes in steel and aluminum, with their largest ever local stock of angle, sheet, round, I-beam, expanded, steel, and aluminum in several different finishes for whatever you're working on. And if the dump body you're driving needs parts, they've got them in stock. And if you need a big project fabricated from scratch, they've got you covered at Logan in Salyersville since 1904. The max with your taxes and a new car at Gateway Motors. All you have to do is take your W-2 to Borders Tax Services here in Salyersville and then go straight to buy your new ride at Gateway. You'll get your taxes done right, on time, and with the maximum refund, and you can drive your new vehicle today and pay for it when you get your tax return back from Uncle Sam. So call now to get the max for your taxes at Gateway Motors in Salyersville, 349 cars. A new inventory perfect for the season at Parkway Gun and Pawn. Gas and electric space heaters, chainsaws to make your own heat, battery chargers, generators, snow blowers, and everything you need for the winter. And of course, jewelry, guns, games, TVs, electronics, and more. And of course, they'll loan you cash on anything worth $1 at Parkway Gun and Pawn. 349 Pawn. The flu has now reached epidemic proportions, and if you aren't or haven't been sick, odds are you will be. And Parkway Pharmacy has exactly what we all need to fight it and any other cold or illness. From immune boosters for adults and children as young as 2 to all natural homeopathics made right here in the United States of America. They can help prevent you from getting sick or get you fast relief if you already are. With great tasting and easy taking gummies, powdered mixes, rapid melting fruity tablets, and syrups at Parkway Pharmacy.
You asked for it, and Appalachian Wireless listened. Appalachian Wireless proudly brings to you the plan you've all been asking for. Unlimited data. Unlimited data is only $80 a month for a single line, or get 4 lines as low as $200. See store for more details. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless, an East Kentucky network company. Data speed slow to 25 gigabytes per line to 512 kilobits for phones and tablets, and 15 gigabytes for modems. See store for more details.
A couple of other sports reports, the first for which I'll use the highlights of the boys' matchup in Paintsville on Saturday for the backdrop, because that's where it centers around. You know, I'm not going into uncharted territory here, but I don't often speak about the refs in the game. But on this occasion, we're going to show you a little something. You know, referees have many duties and obligations to be fair, impartial, accurate, the governing body of any game. They not only are charged with calling a game, but enforcing good sportsmanship too. And the referees, based on their performance, set the tone sometimes, often, in what can sometimes already be an intense environment. You know, any rival district game, such as Saturday night's Paintsville-Magoffin County matchup, like this one, for example, it's a good case in point. When calls like the one I'm going to show you are made, there is a great potential for a situation to develop or escalate quickly to where players and fans get physically involved and things get ugly and dangerous very fast. Officials, like anyone else, are human, and they have a serious and challenging job, one that I couldn't do or wouldn't want. And even the best of them can't see or call every single play. But when something as simple, as basic, as elementary as this traveling call on Brady Whitaker is made, it, in my opinion at least, begs question and review. This is, I'm told, referee Chris Hall, standing perhaps 6 feet away from Brady Whitaker, looking directly at the play as it happens, when Whitaker takes a pass from Isaiah Salyer, and Whitaker is bumped from behind. Both of Whitaker's feet plant, and he's bumped off his stance. There's no question to that. And to make matters worse, as Whitaker tucks the ball under his arm and appears to go toward the sidelines, I'm assuming for an inbound, Hall gives Whitaker a technical, to which he and everyone else, that being Whitaker and everyone else, look absolutely dumbfounded. Now, this is not an effort in any way, form, or fashion to say that Magoffin County should have won, was cheated, or anything like that. This call had no bearing whatsoever on the outcome of this game, and Paintsville High School was absolutely deserving of their win. But this is an effort to draw attention to the fact that there should be more control, more oversight, or something in place to ensure that outright mistakes, unintentional or not, should be taken more seriously and treated for what they are. That call and that technical and the emotions that they stirred could have very easily gotten someone hurt. And that is the main point of all of this. In another report, a 15th Region referee was arrested for driving under the influence of drugs shortly after a high school basketball game last week. Joey D. Dotson actually worked and refereed the Magoffin County Jenkins basketball game last Tuesday night. Magoffin County hosted Jenkins at home. The game lasted till right at 9 o'clock, immediately after which Dotson left, and some 83 minutes later, a trooper found him slumped over behind the wheel, apparently, of a car in Pikeville. We understand that at 10:23, Officer Thomas with the Kentucky State Police responded to a call of a man behind the wheel of a vehicle under the influence who had struck a pole next to the roadway. Thomas says that once he arrived, he confirmed that he had struck a pole. He also confirmed that Dotson was still behind the wheel. The vehicle was still in drive. He says that after speaking with Dotson showed signs of being under the influence, sweating a large amount. He had glossy eyes, also very constricted pupils, and his speech was very rapid and fast, and he failed all field sobriety tests on scene, after which Trooper Thomas took him to the Pikeville Medical Center where he read him implied consent, after which Dotson tried to contact an attorney twice and then declined a chemical test. The officer notes as well that Dotson was yelling and causing a disturbance not just at the initial scene of the traffic stop, but also at the Pikeville Medical Center as well. As a result, Dotson was charged with driving under the influence of drugs with aggravated circumstances and disorderly conduct in the second degree. So far, I've not been able to reach anyone with the Kentucky High School Athletic Association to confirm as to whether or not this will have any bearing on his position as a high school referee. Now, here's a quick look at a quick blast of some snowfall that we're expecting tonight. Actually, rain, a little light rain changing over to snow, and a good little burst of snow starting right at 6 o'clock. Laid down about a quick inch on the grass. Roadways, I believe, will remain wet, and we'll see some more of those scattered snow showers over the course of the overnight. I don't think anything as intense as that first little blast, but definitely some more to come, and could cause some issues. Temperatures will eventually drop well below freezing, and I think right around 25 degrees, winds out of the northwest 10 to 18 miles per hour. Just a little skiff of snow. A winter weather advisory, of course, though, in effect from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m., and rightly so. Tomorrow we'll see a few of those flurries scattered before 7 or 8 in the morning, otherwise partly sunny, becoming gradually sunny, or gradually becoming sunny. 33 tomorrow will be our daytime high, and a cold one tomorrow night, back down around 13, but we'll see 51 on your Wednesday, and 39 Wednesday night. We'll see the upper 40s for Thursday, and that's when we're going to talk about what's in front of you now. Thursday, we have another chance of some snow. We have showers first, but rain changing to snow Thursday night. There is the possibility for some accumulating snow Thursday night for basically all the viewing area and eastern Kentucky. Confidence, says the National Weather Service, at the last report is increasing that some snow will occur Saturday night. And accumulation, well, that's still, pardon the pun, up in the air, but I think it will be more significant, or has the potential to be more significant than what we're seeing this evening and overnight. Friday, 10% chance of those snow showers continuing up until 7 a.m., and then a daytime high of right around 30 degrees. Yes, a little snow chance for this evening, maybe some greater snow chances a little further down the line. We'll talk about that and much more when I see you back here next time for more of Your News Today. Good night, and thanks so much for watching.